Hey, good morning, Trondheim friends, and welcome to this week's episode of Patio Ponderings. This is episode number 27. Today my patio is indoors as the temperatures outside are well into negative territory. And so I found a nice cozy spot here by the fireplace. And I'm so happy to be with you, particularly today on January 6th. This is the 12th day of Christmas. And it's also Epiphany. So happy Epiphany to all of you. So just to talk about Epiphany a little bit, the definition of the word Epiphany has to do with an illuminating discovery or a manifestation, a sudden manifestation of something that helps us see reality in a new way or with a different kind of clarity. So what you might know about this church holiday, the Epiphany, is that what we celebrate then is this manifestation of Jesus to the world. And that manifestation is rooted in the story of the wise men who travel to Bethlehem to meet the newborn king and to honor him. And so this is the story that I've been thinking about this morning. And it just so happens, coincidence maybe, that what is depicted behind me on the mantle of the fireplace is indeed the story of the three wise men. You can see their camels there and them kneeling down with the gifts to honor the baby Jesus. Now, what is not depicted in this lovely nativity set is how dark and how grim that the context of this story is. We are told in Matthew that the ruler at this time is King Herod, and we know King Herod to be particularly ruthless and cruel and violent. Herod would go to any lengths necessary, by any means necessary, to retain his power and to eliminate any threats to that power, including murder of his own family. And we know, unfortunately, that how this story unfolds is that he does indeed order the killing of all male children 2 and under in Bethlehem in order to reduce the threat of this king born and laying in a manger. And it is in this incredibly dark and challenging context in which there comes a great light through the Star of Bethlehem that shines in the darkness, this light that the magi follow. I find it kind of interesting that, or intriguing, I should say, the magi, these wise men, go out of the relative comfort and safety of their own home and take on this long journey to find this child and to pay him honor. It is a journey that turns even more dangerous when they defy Herod and Herod's request that they reveal the location of the child to him. And yet what they find, as we are told in Matthew chapter 2, verse 10, that when the star finally stops over the place where Jesus lays, they are overwhelmed with joy. Light and joy in the middle of a dark night, in the middle of a dark time. And so especially now that we are going into a new year, this is what I'm pondering. The times ahead are incredibly uncertain. The past couple of years have been challenging, to say the least. They have been at times very dark. And so how is it, or how might we continue to keep our eye to the heavens? How do we look for that light in the darkness? How do we dare to travel out of our comfort zones, even in ways that might feel risky so that we might encounter the source of that light, so that we might experience a bit of joy or overwhelming joy in what might be an otherwise dark time. So this is what I'm pondering today, and I would invite you to do the same. And with that, I'm going to leave you today with a reading, and this is a day of Epiphany reading. It is by Pastor Herrick, Carlson. Long ago, Christians began celebrating the magi arriving in Bethlehem. Watching the sky and following the stars set their minds on heavenly things. The light held power that changed their course, opened their dreams to more beauty and justice than the earth had ever known. I wish to begin the new year by celebrating the possibilities beyond my own earthly will, to watch the sky and follow the stars so that I might remember that we are all made of heaven's own dreams. The flames are dancing and warm on this long winter night, a sign of what could be the way and guide toward purpose and love that threaten this world's callous comfort. We mark the thresholds of home with chalk like stardust to remind us where to look and how to travel with wonder. So my New Year wish for all of you is that as you travel through whatever may come, that you might travel with wonder, that you might travel with your eye to the heavens, and that you might find light and overwhelming joy amid whatever this year brings. Amen.